Question: is truth absolute or relative? This question is from Grant. Grant's banging my wife and likes to likes to ask like incredibly deep questions. So I told him I would answer his question because it's kind of right up my alley, but also tell an embarrassing Grant story. So a few weeks ago, Grant came over to see Natasha. They're hanging out. I worked all day. I worked 12-hour shifts and I was really tired. So I kind of hung out with them for like 30 minutes and was like, I just want to go lay down. So I went to the other bedroom, got all cozy under the blankets, playing on my phone, unwinding. And I hear this like fucking pounding on the door. And my first thought was like, these motherfuckers better have a warrant. I just laid there and waited. Then I hear more pounding on the door. Nobody's getting the fucking door. I'm in my underwear in bed, so I get up, throw some sweatpants on, and go to the door. It's a delivery guy with some hot wings. So Grant and Tasha's drunk asses had ordered food, then forgot they ordered food. So they started having their grown-up time together. So I took the food. I didn't know there had been grown-up time going on. I took the food. It hadn't been paid for yet, so I had to get one of these cocksuckers to pay for it because I'm not paying for their food. So I get it. Tasha finally comes out in a robe and she opens the door, and then so the whole house smells like sex and hot wings, which is actually pretty fucking cool, actually. But I'm kind of irritated at this point because I was nice and cozy in the bed. So I step around the corner to the bedroom to throw their food on the dresser and go back to bed. And Grant's in the sunroom off the bedroom trying to get dressed, and I see Grant's dick. And I mean, it was a nice dick, Grant. It's a good dick you got there. Natasha knows how to pick them. She can find good dick. So that's my Grant story. And I don't think he knows I saw his dick, so he'll know when he sees this video. Not throwing shade, homie. That's some good shit you got there. So, is truth absolute or relative? I'm not gonna, this is a longer conversation than I usually have in these videos, but let's just sum it up, and I have an answer. I have a new answer. People who believe that truth or morality is absolute believe that like things are absolutely true no matter what the circumstances. It's usually tied to a religious belief or a belief in a higher power who makes these rules for us, and they're always true. The relative view of truth or morality is that different things can be right or wrong depending on the situation. So whereas in an absolute view of truth, killing someone is always wrong, a relativistic view would be that, maybe if they were a bad person, it's not wrong to kill them. Or maybe if they were going to harm other people in the future, it's okay to kill them. So two very different views. I've actually, throughout my life, been about 50-50 on it. I've been a moral absolutist and a moral relativist. I've moral relativism for as much as I always wanted to embrace it because it gives me more freedom to do whatever I want and say that it's right and be able to sleep at night. It also kind of falls apart because you always end up painting yourself into these corners with it. But recently, so to answer your question, Grant, is truth absolute or relativistic? Neither. Recently, I've been reading about a third option, and I'm just barely into this, but I'm liking where it's going, and it is the dialectical view of truth, which is that truth is neither absolute nor relative. Truth is growing. Truth is always expanding and becoming something new. So, and it does that through a process where there's something that is right now, that is true, that is the truth. There's always an opposition to that, and through the process of something opposing that truth, they at some point form a bit of a synthesis, not really a compromise, just a synthesis between the two, and become a new truth, a bigger truth. And then invariably at some point something else comes along to oppose that truth, and the truth grows some more. Like I said, a little deeper than what I can really get into on these videos, but if anybody has any follow-up questions, I'll try to get to those too. So anyway, truth is dialectical, and Grant has a nice fucking dick.